over to the commissioner. And first I also want to apologize to Stephen, who I know and I've worked with in the past, and I have a difficult time reading how to say your name, so I do apologize for that.
Did you butcher it earlier? Sxwithul'txw.
Please state your name and where you're from for the record.
My name is Steve Sxwithul'txw. I am from the Penelakut tribe, formerly Cooper Island. And thank you for taking the time to the commission for setting this up and knowing how important it is for people such as us, those of you and myself who are in this elite group, who are residential school survivors. So it means a lot to be able to come here and tell my story. And usually when people look at me, people find it hard to believe that I went to residential school because I look so young. Well, I try anyways, but yes, I did. I attended Cooper Island Indian Residential School in 1970. I was 5 years old. I'll just kind of go to where I'm at today. Today I'm doing very well. I've got a good job. I've got a great family. My 3-year-old daughter is here. I don't have anybody here with me, but I'm okay. But I know she's here in this room somewhere. And she was very interested in what was going on. She peeked in and then said, "Daddy," oh, they're at the very back, said, "Daddy, don't go in. Daddy, don't go in. Daddy, don't go in." And but she made it. She's at the way back there. So, yeah, no, I'm doing okay. I like to reinforce the positive in my work. I do a lot of different types of work, and some of my work revolves around inspiring our Aboriginal youth across the country, matter of fact, and to focus on careers, focus on your life, focus on staying in school and how important that is. And I reiterate that over and over and over again because I do know how important it is. And this is coming from a guy, like I said, who attended residential school, who, after leaving residential school, went into Duncan and went to a non-native school where I had left one school where I was completely dominated by First Nations people, and then moved to another school where it was completely dominated by non-native people, and I was one of very few. And that's the way it was until I went all the way up through to grade 7 and grade 8, grade 9, and actually failed a couple of grades when I was a kid, and managed to kind of pull up my socks in grade 9 and 10, and made it to graduation in 1985 after failing twice. So I'm kind of a resilient person. I don't give up even though I fail, and that's one part of my messages that I deliver to kids, and will continue to do so. My time at residential school really revolved around being alone. Of course, at 5 years old, my daughter's 3, and if you saw her with me, she's just a tiny little person, and add 2 more years, and that's how old I was. And about being, even though I had a sister there, we didn't see each other. I had to spend my days sitting on the front steps, for those of you that went to Cooper, waiting for the boat to come in or waiting for my sister to come in. And she would also have a little present for me or a little gift, and we'd spend a few minutes together. That was my sister Laura. And she would go off to the girls' side, and I'd go off to the boys' side. And then it wasn't about a half an hour later or soon thereafter, I was knocking on the door again, trying to talk to my sister. I come from a family of 5 sisters and just me, and my mom. So it was really, that's what I was brought up around, is all of them and having them there. And not having them there, I guess, was a little too much for me. I know that a couple times I ran away. I ran and hid away from the brothers in the gym, the old gym. You walk in and go up the stairs and you're overlooking the gym. There's a little hiding area there. I used to hide in there. I got hit. I remember that. Brought back in because there wasn't just one person, it was a whole search party looking for me. I recall visiting a man by the name of Arnold Guerin, who was my uncle. And he used to work in the maintenance yard right behind the school. Very kind man, and it was a sense of family again, so I kind of was drawn to him. He would let me visit for a few minutes, and then he would send me on my way so I wouldn't get into trouble. I remember sometimes at night listening as you lay there in the complete, what you think is silence, but you hear crying and whimpering in the rows of beds at night in the darkness. Occasional yelling, occasional screaming. I remember walking through or by a door when I was a kid, and don't ask me why I remember this, but I remember the door coming open and a man coming out, and as I glanced as I walked by, there was a woman inside, completely naked, incoherent almost, and I don't remember who the man was coming out of the door. I was never sexually abused, thank God, and I give thanks for that. But I carry around the scars from that one year, that 10 months or 12 months or whatever it was, and that was carried through me with my time after I left school and being bullied and beaten and spit on because I was Sxwithul'txw, because I was First Nations. And yeah, tough stuff to deal with, but I know that in the end that I've done well for my family, and I've done well for everybody that's around me. And this is, hi, sweetheart. I love you. Come here. Want to sit with Daddy? And this is why, right here is why I'm here. Because she needs to know when the time comes that she needs to know down the road when it's her time to learn about what happened and what it was all about and why we were there and why we are the way we are. And she'll have trouble understanding it 20, maybe 15, 20 years down the road, but it's all about the kids. It's all about our future. And that's why I thought it was important to have that time to let people know that I attended this school. They didn't bring me down. They beat me down, but they didn't defeat me. And I'm doing quite well, and I'm very happy. I don't want to take up any more time because I know we've got more speakers, but thank you for giving me the time to again tell my story, and I really appreciate it. And I say Hajka to everyone for listening as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.